Can you see the newspaper on your screen now? It's visible. Sagar, Anant, can you see the newspaper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's editorial page, there is an article with respect to the climate change issue, that we all know that there is always a rift between developed nations and developing nations with respect to the climate change commitment. Developed nations पे ज़्यादा responsibility दी गई है. So we know all these terms like carbon neutrality, net zero, projected subterfuge. So what is carbon neutrality and what is net zero? That's what you need to know. And how the developed nations like UK are backtracking on fossil fuel is a telling thing. Developed nations words at global meets don't match action. Developed nations like UK, US, Canada, etc., they are not fulfilling their commitments at the Paris Agreement, which they have done at the Paris Agreement. So what is Paris Agreement? That also you need to know. And what are the issues of the developed nations, underdeveloped nations and developing nations in International Climate Summit? That also you need to know it. This year mains exam, there was a question with respect to the climate change and global warming, etc. Now let's move on to the next page. The inclusion test. As I told you, passing the reservation bill, women reservation bill in Indian Parliament is an initiative for the inclusive growth. So commitment to women's empowerment will become apparent at the time of ticket allocation by parties. तो जब ticket allocation जब दिया जाएगा by the political parties, तभी इस डॉक्यूमेंट में पता चल जाएगा कि whether there is women empowerment or not, whether there is a commitment to the women empowerment or not. So that is what is mentioned here, the inclusion test. So one important, the issue or one important problem associated with the women reservation bill is that political parties are not very keen to give tickets to the OBC and SC and ST. That's what is mentioned here. So the quality of the reservation is again very, very important. That is what is mentioned here. It is hoped that the bill will improve the quality and effectiveness of the governance and policy making in it. All of you agree with this? All of you please write it down. Write down the question. You need to give your opinion on this. Can you write the question, Sagar, Anand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Discuss how the women reservation bill, or you can write discuss how. क्या नंबर था वुमेन रिजर्वेशन बिल का? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट बिल नंबर याद है किसी को?
126.
126.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay. So discuss how constitutional amendment 126 bill, constitutional amendment 126 bill will improve the quality and effectiveness of governance and policy making in India. All of you got it? Shall I repeat it again?
Yes, sir.
Discuss how 126 constitutional amendment bill will improve the quality and effectiveness of governance and policy making in India. Clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So what is mentioned here that studies have shown that the women legislature tend to be more responsive, accountable, honest, and collaborative than their male counterparts. जो women legislators हैं इंडिया में, they seems to be more responsible, more honest, and more collaborative than male counterparts. They also tend to focus more on issues related to health, education, welfare, environment, and social justice. Do you remember any women MP who raises these issues? Few women MPs.
Which issue, sir?
They focus more on issues like education, health, welfare, environment, social justice. They speak more on these issues in the parliament. Which women MPs do raise these issues? Anyways, why I'm asking this question? Because studies have shown that these women raise welfare, environment, and social justice, which are crucial for human development. By increasing the number of women in parliament and assemblies, the bill expects that the policies and laws will be more inclusive, more progressive, and beneficial for all sections of society. So this is what is expected. This is what is hoped. But again, as it is mentioned here, the test of this women reservation bill will become apparent at a time of ticket allocation by parties, that whether the political parties will be giving ticket to them or not. Clear? Not just oil, India, Saudi Arabia bilateral relationships a question. New momentum in ties between India and Saudi Arabia could be a game changer. India, Saudi Arabia bilateral relationship, especially oil relationship between India and Saudi Arabia. There's a gap between law and justice, criminal law. Some new bills have been amended recently in criminal law. So that is what is explained here, that how the new bills to replace the criminal laws cannot overhaul the system. Real change can only come from reconfiguring institutions that play a role in delivering justice. सिर्फ कानून बदलने से प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा, क्रिमिनल जस्टिस को डिलीवर करने के लिए जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनको कॉन्फ़िगरेट करने की जरूरत है. दैट इज व्हाट अनूप सुरेंद्रनाथ एंड नितिका विश्वनाथ believes. Manoj Kumar Jha ka article you can just read by yourself. House of Bhartiyata, as per ideologue, he believes that this is the House of Bhartiyata. नया पार्लियामेंट ये भारतीयता का हाउस है. That's what he believes. New parliament leaves behind old politics that led to the fractured citizenship. So just this article, why Rakesh Khanna believes that this is the House of Bhartiyata. Of course, he is a BJP member of parliament. He is supporting the new parliament. Economy, new eastern route to handle cargo shipment between India and Russia. इंडिया और रशिया के बीच में जो शिपमेंट्स हैं उसको हैंडल करने के लिए एक नया रूट बनाया जा रहा है, ईस्टर्न रूट. आप कैन चेक किया. There was one question with respect to maritime security in BCS maths exam. Anyone remember that? Maritime security को लेकर एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था GS पेपर 2. The last question. The question was with respect to an organization which has the responsibility of maritime security. Yes, Sagar.
Yes, sir. Bhaktu sir, Nirda.
Last International Maritime Organization का एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था.
Yes, sir. It was there.
Right, so उसी से है इंडिया और रशिया के बीच में जो शिपमेंट्स है उसके लिए एक नया रूट, एक मैरीटाइम रूट बनाया जा रहा है. That's what you can say. Global Maritime Summit would push the investment in that new route. Government surety bond market fails to kick off moving to technical and financial constraint. Government surety bond वो नहीं बिक रहे मार्केट में. So what is surety bond? Just read this article. Government की surety bonds क्या होते हैं? That is what is explained here. These bonds are normally sold by the commercial banks in India. So please read this article. What are these surety bonds? FPI outflow हो रहा है by 10,000 crore. ना आप देखते होंगे FPI कभी outflow होता है, कभी बहुत ज्यादा outflow होता है. That is why FPI is considered as one of the most unstable investment. center to tweak policies to attract global pension funds for infra projects. Infrastructure project को government fund कर रहा है so that global patients can come to India. Medical tourism is again one of the important area in which government needs to work. Central government cluster scheme. Agro-processing cluster scheme government ने शुरू किया था. GS paper 2 topic intervention of government in various sector and issues arising out of their design and implementation. This topic is there in GS paper 2 उससे related है. Agro processing industry में government ने एक scheme शुरू की थी, that is what is called as agro processing cluster scheme. Only 2 out of the 17 project. अभी इंडिया में there are operational, and out of that 70 cluster, only 2 are running behind a stipulated schedule. So 2 चालू हैं, मतलब out of total 17 projects, only 2 are in operational and 30 are running behind a stipulated schedule. मतलब जब शुरू होना चाहिए था उससे वो शुरू नहीं हुआ है. That is what is explained. So what are the issues related to the design and implementation of this agro processing? Can anyone tell me which other initiatives have been taken by the government with respect to agro processing in India? Agro processing को बढ़ावा देने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने कौन से अलग-अलग इनिशिएटिव लिया हुआ है? Any idea? देखिए ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी मेंस एग्जाम में पूछता है, तो ये आपको पता होना जरूरी है. Which schemes and which initiatives and policies have been taken by the government for agro processing in India? इस साल के मेंस एग्जाम में the question has been asked to the electric vehicles in India. So हो सकता है next time the government, the UPSC might ask a question with respect to the what initiatives have been taken by the government for agro processing. There are few names have been given in this article. One is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sampada Yojana, then Mega Food Park Scheme. Mega Food Park Scheme शुरू किया गया था. Prelims exam में already UPSC has asked question with respect to this Mega Food Park Scheme. GS paper 3 topic issues to agricultural market producing food processing industry का एक topic है. Scope of food processing. This topic is there in GS paper 3. Scope, relevance, limitations of food processing industry in India. This topic is there in GS paper 3. तो ये आर्टिकल आपको कट करना है और वहां पर ऐड करना है और GS पेपर 3 टॉपिक फूड प्रोसेस. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
What is this agro processing cluster scheme? ये agro processing cluster scheme क्या होता है और ये scheme क्यों सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पा रहा है? What are the issues associated with the design and implementation of this agro processing cluster? That's what you need to know. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, so we'll stop it here now. We'll continue tomorrow as per our regular schedule. I want you to write the answer today itself and submit it to me. The question which is